What are you doing in my swamp?
Hello everybody, this is Overboard. I'm going to be doing my review for the 2018 movie Deadpool 2. So, in this movie, Deadpool is trying to protect a young mutant from this time traveler named Cable, who has gone back in time to kill this kid while he's still a kid. So Deadpool must team up with a group of mutants. Some of them are his old friends, some are new, and they're trying to stop the events that will cause this boy to become a huge murderer. Deadpool 2 is a pretty good movie. I had not seen it since theaters, so I didn't remember it very well, except remembering that it was disappointing and everything, but on rewatch, it actually holds up even better than the first one does, to be honest. I actually liked it even more than the first this time. It has a pretty good story and everything, and Ryan Reynolds is really great in this movie. He's really good at being hilarious, but also kind of being serious at times too. Like, there's some really good emotional moments in this movie, especially when Vanessa gets killed at the beginning of the movie and everything, and he goes in this big depression and stuff. Ryan Reynolds' performance in the beginning of this movie is really great, and I kind of have a lot of mixed feelings with this movie, because the first act is really good, the middle act kind of slows for a while, and then it picks back up during the third act. But it is a fun movie. I will say that Josh Brolin as Cable is excellent. He does a really, really great job, and he has great chemistry with Ryan Reynolds and the rest of the group. He's really good in here. He's really funny. He's straight-faced, but he's hilarious too, and everything. He just fits the role well. And the other new characters in here, Zazie Beetz as Domino. She's just absolutely great in the role. We can't help but love Zazie Beetz. She's hilarious in this movie. And then we get the X-Force, which included Terry Crews and some other just different characters and stuff. There's one guy that's invisible that when we do see him, we find out that he's played by Brad Pitt, which was pretty cool. It was a really awesome, unexpected cameo and everything. I remember when I saw it in the theater for the first time, I was like, holy crap, that's Brad Pitt. And he was only in there for 2 seconds, but I love that. I thought that was awesome. But the whole cast are great in here, and the action is way better in this movie than it was the first one. They really do amp up the action and the humor in this one. And the jokes don't always land. There are some that are really cringy, and there's just some moments in here that the humor doesn't land for me, but there is also quite a bit of good humor in here that does land, so it kind of evens it out a little bit. Some stuff sticks, some stuff doesn't, but the jokes are a mile a minute, so it goes by. They don't last long, and that's kind of both good and bad in a way, because like the jokes come and go so fast that you don't get enough time to process them. I'm sure when I rewatch it again, I'll catch more jokes that I missed the last time, because they have a lot of jokes, and I'm not really against them having a lot of jokes and stuff in the movies. I like comedy and everything. I just wish that they would have slowed it down just a tiny bit. And there were a few parts where it's supposed to be emotional and stuff where they added humor that didn't work. Most of it was stuff with TJ Miller's character. I hate TJ Miller. I've said it before in a couple of reviews, because unfortunately he's popped up in a few of the movies I've reviewed lately, but I really can't stand him, and every time he's on screen, I just don't really like watching the movie, to be honest with you. I hate watching it when he's on screen because he's so obnoxious, but all in all, I think Deadpool 2 is a fun movie. It's definitely not as good as the first one. I actually like it better than the first one now. when it first came out, I liked the first one more, but rewatching it, I like this one more now. The action is better, the humor is better, and maybe it's also I just haven't worn myself out on this one yet like I have the first one. I have a bad feeling that if I were to rewatch this a few more times, I'd probably get burnt out on it like I did the first one, because so much Deadpool and so much Ryan Reynolds goes a long way and everything. They're fun movies, but they're not ones I like revisiting very often. I probably won't rewatch this one again for a good few years, but all in all, Deadpool 2 is a really fun movie, so I'd say I'll go ahead and give it an 8 out of 10. I think that's the same I gave the first one, because it is a solid movie and everything. It's just not one that I'm going to want to rewatch very often and everything either, but it is fun, and it's a lot better than I remembered. Like I said, the action, the acting, everything that made the first one good was upped in this movie, and it worked. So Deadpool 2 is a pretty fun movie. So let me know in the comments what you think of Deadpool 2, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and have a good day, everybody.